What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to Comic Breakdown. I hope you guys are ready for today. Today is the start of Jonathan Hickman's Imperial. Him and his team, they're taking on the universe. Said to be a sweeping Marvel cosmic event. This is going to be a story of intrigue, of mysteries, of war, all of which is taking place against the backdrop of the formation of a new galactic order in the Marvel universe. This means we're going to see the likes of the Hulks, the Black Panthers, the Novas, the Guardians, cosmic kings and queens. The great empires of the universe are coming together. When the assassinations begin, only war can follow. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so as we're starting off this new story, it opens us up with two mysterious figures playing chess. We have to assume two cosmic beings playing at each other. And we know that the game they're playing at, the stakes are not small. As we see the opening move, the first act of this game is always the same. Somebody has to die. That's what takes us to Gateway 231B. We pick up with Amadeus and Jen. We are currently aboard the Hulk ship, and Bruce has asked both of them to come along. That is because the son of Hulk, he is dead. They pick up on the new world of Scar. If there was one bright shining center of the universe, this planet was farthest from it. This is a war planet. So when Hulk, She-Hulk, and Brawn all step foot on ground, what they see is the city in flames. Right now, the city is rioting. It is in chaos when it should be mourning the fallen king. Hiro-Kala has fallen, and with his fall, this has emboldened others. When a gladiator steps up to the Hulks, he slices one of the guards in half, and then he turns to Worldbreaker himself, asking if he has any words that he wished to speak regarding Hiro-Kala. But the Hulk has no words. The Hulk simply puts him down. When the gladiator asks for mercy, Hulk tells him that he's on the wrong planet, smashing this dude's brains in. Hulk has to ask the question, have I been gone so long? Have my people forgotten who I am? Do you not know my name? When the crowd says Worldbreaker, we start to get some information. Hiro-Kala dies. No one knows how. Seems to be a mystery thus far, but we know that it wasn't natural causes. By all appearances, it looks to be poison. It looks to be murder, with murder being the same as defeat here on this planet. Being defeated means he could no longer rule, no longer the rightful ruler of this testing world. So all his political marriages, they were immediately annulled. The former wives of Hiro-Kala, them and their families are vying for the throne. People are seeking power. Hulk needing more answers. He goes to the scientists. What they know is that this was in fact poison. In fact, it was two poisons. A compound that would be difficult for anybody to detect. But after a thorough examination and due to their generational expertise, they see that this was two poisons working in tandem. One poison highly adaptive to the host, constantly changing to the hardness of its victim. Once it found a weakness, the second poison would activate. It would be direct and unyielding. Now this is where Bruce and the others, they have to ask the question, how did you know to look for this? How did you know where to look? And they knew where to look because in the last 2 weeks, this is the fourth leader of the Union Worlds that has been murdered in the exact same manner. Whether it be sovereign, tyrant, or head of state, someone is assassinating all of these galactic leaders. We pick up later at the fire, the ceremony for the young fallen, Hiro-Kala, son of the Worldbreaker. They return him to the flames. Returning him to the flames, this is when Hulk tells She-Hulk that I'm gonna need you and Cho to stay. He's gotta find out where this poison came from. While he's away, he's gonna need someone here taking care of the family business. This world still recognizes Hulk's authority, but the War of Succession, it will resume. That is assured. There has been a declared period of mourning, 5 days for the former wives of Hiro-Kala, but that peace will not last an hour if there is not someone here to remind them of the real power on this world. She-Hulk agrees. She agrees to stay for the 5 days. Hulk saying that you have my word, I will return in those 5 days. But this is one promise that Hulk would end up breaking. This is what takes us to the Fulcrum City. This is the galactic hub of the universe. The primary construction on this hub was completed 2 cycles ago. Now, a secondary phase is already currently underway. This is supposed to be a nexus for both intergalactic travel and trade between Council territories, while others would believe that the true reason for its existence is the formation of a centralized political power structure and an origin point for what is suspected to be a formalized union of the Galactic Council systems. Of course, all Council members have denied such rumors. This is what picks us up with Star-Lord and his father. Now, Star-Lord's dad kind of runs this joint, the head honcho in charge of this place, but they're currently facing a predicament as well. Empress Victoria, his daughter, Star-Lord's sister, she has also been poisoned. They currently have her in a kind of cryostasis, so the poison can't get any further into her body. They're gonna try to find a cure and save her life. But because of this, Peter's father has to take over as Emperor. If his half-sister dies, she's gonna make the 4th leader inside the Galactic Council to mysteriously perish on the eve of their largest meeting in cycles. There's gotta be something more to this. This is not coincidence. Telling Peter that you gotta understand the situation. As soon as the council is assembled and called into session, he loses control of the situation. It will get political. It will involve more than just his people. So he needs someone acting on behalf of the system. Someone from the outside. He's not talking about Star-Lord. He needs Star-Lord to go find somebody else. Somebody that has a mind for solving crimes. This is what takes us to the underbelly. We pick up at a little hole-in-the-wall bar. This is where we find Rich. This is where we find our Nova, one of the last 2 Novas in the universe. The homeworld of the fabled Nova Corps had been destroyed, taken out in the Annihilation Wave. Now all that remains of that culture are 2 Novas. That and the long-dormant world mind of that society. When Nova asks Peter why he's here, the 2 of them begin their conversation, and we're hopped over to Gladiator. They're talking about everybody that has arrived. The Hulks have shown up on site. The Kree Skull delegation, they have arrived as well. But there is only one group that is missing so far, the Wakandans. Their current position clearly stated. They're comfortable with their existing treaties and they see no reason to insult any of their allies by breaking any contracts or informal agreements. Now, the Emperor is going to go on to say that they're not able to mass produce the latest generation of Stargates without vibranium, and they obviously can't afford the vibranium at the current cost. Facts that the Wakandans are very aware of. The question is, are they playing for wealth or are they playing for power? Though it could be for both. With Peter's father having to excuse himself from the situation because something's come up. This is when he takes off and he meets up with Hulk. They go on to discuss the current situation. His daughter lying in stasis. Hiro-Kala murdered. Beyond what they already know, nothing's been confirmed. But since they're here, he would like to invite them to sit down at the Galactic Council meeting to see what's ahead for the universe and all the worlds she contains. But he does say that I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry that your son had to be lost, had to pay that price and whatever is happening. Now, Hulk goes on to say that Hiro, he hated me. The circumstances don't really matter. All that matters is Hulk failed him in some way, and that's something he's never going to be able to fix. A life full of regrets, unforgettable sins. He feels like this might be the worst, and this makes him unimaginably angry. This is what takes us back over to Nova and Star-Lord as they sit down and watch a cage fight. Peter's really trying to convince him, I need you to come help us out. I need you to join the team. I need you to investigate what's going on. Now, Nova's gonna say that he's retired. He also wants nothing to do with this. Like, yeah, he knows Peter. They can get along. But last he checked, Peter was a criminal. His father, a power-hungry aristocrat. Just a different type of criminal in his mind. More often than not, it's a good bit worse. He tells them nothing personal, but your money is no good here. This is what takes us to our council meeting. The Emperor has discovered who is responsible. This was supposed to be about bringing this empire together. All the empires to one. But after these murders, they have discovered who's responsible. He tells everybody that it is one of you. All of them were killed by the exact same poison. This has been confirmed by the medical hive of this council. Both poisons coming from two different places. One coming from the scroll, the other coming from the Kree. Now, obviously, Teddy and Wiccan, they both oppose this. Ronan the Accuser as well, trying to understand what's going on as the panic begins to spread, the chaos ensuing. Teddy's people step forward, his scientists step forward, and they say that it was, in fact, them. They did create this poison. They were contracted to create a compound toxin. They make weapons of war, and that's exactly what they did. But they're not the ones that used it. They delivered it. They delivered it to other parties of the council. When he goes to give more information, this is when a bullet goes right through his head. The scientist assassinated. A sniper in the ranks. One that is using gravity rounds, firing from a hidden location, with 2 rounds going out. We see the third fire, and it hits Star-Lord's father, being able to triangulate the location of our assassin. Hulk finds himself face to face with a Wakandan. The Wakandan hitting a grenade. This grenade detonates. With its detonation, the protective glass that was keeping everybody safe explodes. The bodies go flinging into space. Our Wakandan taking off. We pick up a little bit later. 12 dead, 3 more heads of state, and more than twice the number missing. A great war machine is forming. Ronan has summoned the accusers. Most of the Shi'ar Imperial Guard is en route. Deathbird has called an audience. Everyone is gathering. As they gather, we see Peter. Peter picking up his father's ring, more than likely taking on the mantle of his father. This is where we see Nova stand before him. Hearing what happened, he tells him that I want to help. He's gonna help him catch the people that did this. We pick up an hour later. They start with what they have learned. Ronan has evidence and judgment in his heart. The council medics removed the ballistics from the victim's body and scoured the station security of the attacker, while the accusers of New Hollow were really able to do a rapid analysis of who paid the science minister for the poison. 2 streams of data that flow into a roaring river of guilt. The accusers traced the payments of the bank back to the banking houses of Wakanda Prime. The bullets taken from the bodies were made of vibranium. It is without question. The evidence all points to Wakanda. When asked what we will do now, there is no question on what happens next. There is blood on their feathers, the bitter taste of betrayal in their mouths, one that will not go unanswered. There is only one thing that can follow. War is coming. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Imperial, a great start to this cosmic event by Jonathan Hickman. One of the big reasons I picked this up is because what we saw in the X-Men comics was Charles Xavier taking off to the stars to go save his daughter. We have to assume that it has everything to do with what is going on right here. They come for the Empress. And so Charles Xavier took off to the stars to save her. With this intergalactic battle, this intergalactic war beginning, all sides are calling their best warriors. But what's the true purpose behind all of this? Are 2 mysterious beings playing chess on the board, having to assume they're some kind of cosmic entity, something along the lines of Oblivion and things of that nature. So what's their end game? What's the goal here? What's the overall power grab? We've been seeing a lot of things go on the cosmic level in Marvel Comics, from the Storm comics to the X-Men comics to now in Imperial. One thing is for certain, the cosmic levels of Marvel, the power dynamics are shifting, things are changing. Marvel Comics, the landscape as we know it, may be shifted forever. One thing can be said, Jonathan Hickman has come in, he has become a disruptor. He is changing the status quo. How this looks on the other side, I cannot wait to see. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's going to get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50 from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.